All right, looks like we're live. What do we got here? Wednesday. It's hard to remember what day it is when we got these days off in the market. Um, so today's Wednesday, September 8th. We had a huge day yesterday with Clove. Also BBIG started running a little bit late in the afternoon too. So you know, little exciting finish for the day. Hopefully we get a little bit more movement today. We'll go over that in a second. Let's see who's in here already. Got your pal Al. What's up? Good morning. Yeah, yesterday was fun. KLF, Scotty Z. What's up? Good morning. 6-8 Spindrift. Christina, Pete, Grimzo. What's up? Good morning. 7-Leaf Clover. Who else we got in here? Papa Clove. Says was in the middle of a trout stream yesterday as Clover ran. That's awesome. That's awesome, especially if you had some self service just to be able to, keep up a little bit. But sometimes it's good, like I said, to walk away. But even if I was away yesterday, my alerts would have been going off. Lisa, what's up? Good morning. AKO, Echo. Good morning. Tim, what's up? All right, so I think I got caught up a little bit. Just looking around, volume already looks to be higher than yesterday. When we signed on the stream yesterday, I think we had uh somewhere around 300,000 in volume. Maybe even 600,000. I was tired yesterday. I didn't sleep much. But we had a, significant amount of volume compared to recent days. But right now we're at 1 million, 1.1 million in volume. So looks to be a more exciting day with Clove. Um, that's what I'm expecting at least. I was I don't know if anyone caught the No Financial Limits show me and Ghost did last night. We were having fun talking stocks a little bit and then talking about NFL and everything. But we had talked about what we thought was going to come today. And one thing that I said was I was expecting us to maybe gap up to like 12. Obviously, we still have another hour and a half left in the pre-market, but it doesn't look like right now that's going to happen. Looks like we're probably I would at this point. I mean, yeah, we're seeing volume, but maybe I'm thinking closer to like 1150 if we continue to trend up in pre-market. But who knows? Um, we did see a little bit of a drop this morning at 1 a.m. when the market opened, or the pre-market opened, came down to 1050, back up to 1086. We closed yesterday at 1080, so not a lot of range there. But like I said, we still got an hour and a half. Just to review yesterday with Clove, just gonna take it from the top. Uh, you know, Ton of movement, up over 20%. I think we started the day somewhere around 9. Came up on the first rip and hit 10:05, and then eventually 11:13. And like I said, closed out at 1080. Now, with all that green action that we saw yesterday, 63% in the dark pool. I mean, that's just insane. The biggest we had seen previously, I think, was 54. There's a 53 down on August 13th. Um, but we've had some days in the 50s, but for the most part, we've been in the 40s for dark pool. 63% of yesterday's volume. Um, and then short volume yesterday was a little bit less. I would imagine maybe you had some people covering a little bit. That's why we saw a decrease in short volume. Not a lot of new additions potentially. I mean, that's just speculation. But this number right here, we've talked about that in the past. Like, you know, can people cover in the dark pool? Can, buy orders getting routed through the dark pool? That's all good for a market maker to try to suppress the price. But if there's no sellers in the dark pool, essentially they're giving people shares that don't exist, and now they're taking on a short position. And they're able to do that to control the price. Sometimes it always works until it doesn't, right? And I would say when you see a run like this, it's not working. So they're slowing down the price action, but now they might be selling shares in the dark pool here at 10. Well, now the price is at 1080. So now they're upside down. And now they got to, they're going to try to get the price back down so they can cover those shares. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of failure to delivers coming in off yesterday's price action because of that. And they can only do it for so long. Otherwise they're just creating this massive naked short position. So I would imagine that we'll see the stock continue to trend upwards. I was checking out Ortex this morning just to see where we were at there. Didn't look like a huge difference in shares on loan yesterday. Utilization went up slightly from yesterday's numbers. So did the cost to borrow. It actually seems about the same. I think it was somewhere around 2 yesterday. This number might have even been 5. So not much going on there. If we look at shares available right now, let me refresh this. Yeah, it looks like 650 being reported by Fintel. Not much going on there either. I was looking at Max Payne. That number started the day at $8.50 yesterday. It's now at $9. I don't think it really matters regardless because we're well above that right now, and I think they're going to have a hard time getting us back down there for the week. So, we've been talking about this for 3 months now, but Max Payne's a thing until it's not, right? They're able to suppress the price there. And now that we blew past it 2 weeks ago, I think it's something that we don't necessarily need to worry about, at least until this run is over. I was checking out TRADYTICS for Wall Street Bets chatter just to kind of see, because I know there was a lot of hype over the weekend. And I think that's why we saw an increase of volume, a little bit of that volume increase. And again today, top daily chatter. So we're still, the most number one talked about stock on Wall Street Bets, and same for the week. It's Clover right in front of GameStop, and then AMC. I don't really necessarily count the SPY when I look at these things because it's not really a stock. That's more market chatter. Same thing here for today. It's Clover, then GameStop, then AMC. So kind of exciting. I think maybe we'll see some more action today. Only other thing I noticed was, I was looking at this TRADYTICS platform for options flow, and ton of options calls coming in yesterday. We saw a ton of volume. We'll take a look at how that converted into open interest in a second, but gamma exposure's going up. We're looking at a lot of these strikes now. This $10 strike getting in the money is going to be huge. I think in helping us push now as we get closer and closer to Friday. In terms of the entire option chain, I think we're getting more buildup now after the $15 strike. That's going to help in terms of getting us here like 16, 17. We got those in double digits in the thousands now. That's all going to help push us to 20 if we're lucky enough to maybe get past 12. I think that gets us to 15, which eventually can get us to 20. We see these 15s go in the money. Who knows how high it could push us. I still don't know if there's enough here to get us all the way to 43, at least not with the option chain alone, but I could be wrong. These are, large option orders that came in yesterday. Most green, that means they were call orders, but we don't know if those are people selling pre-existing calls or buying new ones. My assumption is buying new. These ones over here are for sure buys. Looks like some calls at the $8 strike. We know they're for sure buys because the volume outweighs the open interest. $11 strike for October, $31 strike for November. Wow. And $16 strike for September. This is for sure a put order at $10. Orders like that is what brings Max Payne up, right? You start getting higher put orders, that starts moving the numbers up a little bit. So someone bet a $10 put for October 15th. If we look at the option chain, and then I'll get back to the chat. I know I'm way behind, but I wanted to cover all this Clover stuff. early on all at once so I don't forget anything. So this is actual numbers that have been converted now. And this is huge. Yesterday I was on here talking about BBIG and VIH and how they had that gamma squeeze potential for the week because they already had a ton of strikes, significant open interest on strikes that were in the money already, and now we're there. $9, not so hot. It's 10,000 calls, but there's also 9,000 puts on the other side, so that's not too significant. But the 950s 10-4. The $10 strike is 18-5. The 1050 strike is 10,000 to 2,000. So that's pretty significant, and those are only got 3 more days left. So this delta right here, if we can hold these numbers, like hold 1050, is going to continue to go up the closer we get to Friday, which is going to cause more delta hedging, right? So right now this is 10,000 calls at the 1050 strike. That accounts for 1 million shares. Only 58% of those presumably have been hedged. So closer we get to Friday that we hang over 1050, that's 500,000 shares that need to be bought, roughly. And same thing for this $10 strike. There's still 330,000, we could presume, somewhere around there that need to be bought. I'm using rough math here, but that's kind of how it works. And then if we get back above 11, same thing here, and it just continues to be lopsided. But what I really liked, what I saw was, out here now we're starting to get some buildup at 13. 15's always been a big number, but now we got the numbers at 16 and 17, and that's what's going to continue to help push us, right? As we move higher, now we have that fuel throughout the chain. If we look out to the 17th, I'm not going to go through the whole chain, but the $12 strike is really significant here. It does have a 0.45 delta, and again, we're seeing action at the $17, $16, that if we get past 15, it's just going to help push us. The big chain after that's November, and starting to get built up. And I say November because that's the only chain that goes up to 43, or it's the first one, I should say. Everything past that goes to 43, but there's not a lot of open interest right now, which is why I don't know how much push we'll really get from the option chain once we get past about 2025. Now, one thing that I was expecting today was to see an increase in the chain because we closed yesterday, at 10 or 11. I thought that we would see the option chain go up to 20. That didn't happen, but I do think that that's kind of a good thing. And the reason being, I was texting with some guys last night and just saying that, the worst thing that can happen is they extend the option chain to 22 and retail comes in and starts buying those, those FDs, those $22 strikes. We don't really want to see that because what'll end up happening is, we really need to build up from 16, 17, 18, 19 to get us to 20. 20 is already a significant strike. Then we're going to need, but we need that build up in there to get there. And so the fact that they didn't open that up might actually serve us well if we have a good day today, and maybe we can run to, get to 17, 18, then they'll extend the entire chain to 40 for tomorrow. But again, we're gonna need some ramp up to get us from 20 to 40. Hope that makes sense. All right, let me get back to the chat because I'm way behind. Leon says, Coach, how old are you? I am 39 years old. Div by Zero, what's up? Good morning. Jason's in the house. Good morning. Vintegra. Said, what about all that dark pool money yesterday? Yeah, 64% is unreal. But it only works until it doesn't. That's just kind of digging a deeper hole is the way I look at it. Justin Neoff, what's up? Pat, good morning. Sir Lucky Charms. A lot of people in here already. We're kicking off early. It's 5:15 in the morning on the West Coast. I'm glad I see everybody in here. What's with the goofy order book? It's like a perfect staircase every 5 cents or so. Yeah. This is the entire level 2. which is why I pull it up. This is from Charles Schwab, so we're able to see. I mean, there's orders in. It looks like every penny almost. But I mean, I can come all the way down here, and this is why I like it. You could see the entire depth of the order book. I mean, we see orders at $30. We see orders at $900. Like every sell order that's in right now. So I like to keep this one up just because it's given us the entire depth of the book. KLF says smash that like button. Charlie B's in the house. Damn, what's up? Pat says watched the No Financial Limits last night. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for joining. We're something me and Ghost are trying to build. I thought it was fun. We got those cool graphics going, which was awesome. And we're gonna keep adding. We're gonna keep going. Putting more stuff in there, trying to make it fun. Keep revising it. We did the pilot episode. We did the preseason. We're gonna make some changes even going into next week. We're trying to figure out the format, but I thought last night was fun, and I thought it went a lot better than the pilot. Also, anybody, while I'm talking about sports, and I know I'm way behind, I'll get there. I just put out a survivor pool. Okay. And that's for, this channel, which also right now includes the No Financial Limits too. And, what I'm going to do is it's free to enter. It's just something fun that we can kind of track on here. We'll track it on the No Financial Limits show. But the way a survivor pool works is you go in, you pick who you think's going to win this week. Okay. So, and the link I put in, I had originally put the link on a community post. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll see it there, but I'm going to drop it here in the chat too. But anybody who wants to get on there and do it, it's going to be fun to see how many people join. 1 entry per person. Please use your username that you have for this channel, just so that we can kind of have fun and see who picked who. But you pick one winner a week, and you can only pick that team once. So if you pick the 49ers this week, you can't pick them for the rest of the season. I'm giving everybody one do-over. So if you pick a team and they lose, you won't get eliminated that first time. You'll get one mulligan, one do-over, and then after that, you're done. And whoever wins, we're going to give $200 in merchandise from the online store once I can get off my ass and put that together. But on top of that, it'll just be fun. So I'm going to give some merchandise away, and then whoever gets runner-up, I'll give $100 in merchandise. So figured that'll be fun. Big Daddy Roro, what's up? Says win Lambo. Man, I just want to pay off my truck. Oh, man. Let's see here. Grimzo's in the house. Popovici Adrian says Friday I increased from 15% Clove in my portfolio to 60% of Clove in my portfolio. Today I have 99%, went all in. Right on. Well, it looks like we're still in at some good levels. I really think so. I really think this stock is worth way more than this on a fundamental level. And then obviously the squeeze potential, the gamma squeeze potential. Looks like BBIG's jumping right now too. Chef Daddy's in the house. Dennis D, are we going to be green today? After having a 20% day, a little bit of a pullback, like a little red day, wouldn't shock me. But I also think that if we hold above this like 1050 level, there's no way we're going to go, it's going to push us higher at that point, I guess is what I'm getting at, just purely based off options expiration. Shrimply, what's up? Jeffrey Herman, good morning, sleep deprived nation. Man, I slept good last night, but yesterday I was running on fumes. I was running on like 3.5 hours of sleep. So I was dead tired yesterday, especially during that NFL show. I'm probably going to rethink some of those picks I made, but I was, I was tired. Scotty's ready for the day. I think Scotty's drinking today if we hit over 12. Was it 12? Big Daddy Roro says end of the day 15 to 18. I believe so too. That was my prediction last night. That's where I'm thinking we're gonna be. Abhinav, what's up? Good morning, Cuckoo Bird. Just trying to get through everybody so we can get back to because I always feel like I'm missing out if I get behind in the chat. So I just want to make sure I say hello to everybody. I love coming on here and seeing you guys in the mornings. Narayan, good morning. Michael's in the house. Michael, looking forward to seeing your picks in the survivor pool. Tibbies, what's up? Fluffer's in the house. Good morning. Fluffer hates NFL, but she still loves us. She'll get in the NBA pool when we do it. Charlie, what's up? Good morning. Charlie says current price 1073 with volume at 1.3. Yeah, we're at 1.3 million this morning. That's a lot of volume compared to yesterday. I think today has the potential to be a bigger volume day. I talked about this on that NFL last night, but all the comparisons being made to June 7th. We actually had more volume yesterday than we did on June 7th. And the following day, we ended up with 700 million in volume. So today, potentially, could be a huge volume day. And if we see that, who knows where this price is going to go. Pat says sees options written out to 22. That's what I was expecting, but I'm not seeing that on my. Let me refresh my option chain. I'm not seeing that on my TD Ameritrade hasn't updated yet, maybe. But that's typically what happens. Let me check my Charles Schwab. So we got Clove here, calls, all strikes. Oh yeah, it goes up to 22. Just no open interest yet. Okay, yeah. So my Charles Schwab has the chain going to 22. This is what I thought was going to happen. I was even texting with Al Trades last night. We were talking about how the chain is probably going to go out to 22. And sure enough, that's typically what they do. Market makers want to be right in the middle. They're like a casino. They're like a bookie. They just want to see it on both sides. So it's like, you know, that's if we close today at 18, we'll see the option chain go to 36 the next day. The main thing is we don't want you don't want to go in and load up on those 22s, and then we don't get that ramp in between from 16 to 21. But also, I kind of also feel like too, it's not really your responsibility to move the market, right? It's your business to make money. All right, let's see. I bet you TD Ameritrade will open up when we get in there. Big Nate's in the house. Joseph, holiday option. Good morning, Bud Heavy. John Head, what's up? CPA, good morning. Day late, dollar short, what's up? I think I'm starting to get caught up. Stock Hunters in the house, good morning. Nah, Dan, you just got to pick one game. You pick one winner a week, and if that team wins, you survive to the next week. But I am giving everybody one do-over just to make it fun. I don't want everybody to get knocked out early, myself included. Coach, do you feel that the theory that you have discussed recently had a lot to do with yesterday's action and will fuel us even more today and tomorrow? I still think there's something to that September 9th theory that that with these future rollovers, there's positions that got to be closed out and rolled forward, and that's what is giving us these spikes. And I mean, that's why it's kind of like squeeze season, right? BBIG's running right now. I just saw through the corner of my eye that SPRT is actually jumping a little bit too. It's like all these highly shorted stocks are going to get their jump, and then it becomes, and I said this back on that meme video I made a while back, then it becomes a matter of what are the other things, how much more volume is going to pour in. So like that gave us the big push. We get the volume coming in, and then after that, with us, we got the option chain giving us a little bit of a boost, which is what happened with AMC back in June, and also Clover back in June, and then you let the other factors take in. But I think that some of this upward price movement we're seeing in all these squeeze stocks absolutely has to do with that theory. Stock Hunter says we keep running today. I think so too. Kenneth Wallace, buenos dias. What's up? Matt G's in the house. What's up, Matt? Let's see here. Lisa's got the link to join for membership. Right on, Lisa. Thank you for posting that. And it looks like we do got a new member. Cuckoo Bird, what's up? Thank you for joining. I always appreciate the support, and if anybody's interested in joining the channel, it's $4.99. You get the emojis and stuff in the chat and all that, but really, what I'm gonna try to do is, or what I am going to do, is twice a month. Man, I'm tired still. Twice a month, I'm gonna do a live stream where I just answer questions and try to help you guys out as much as I can. Talking options or whatever you guys want to talk about, and do like a members only stream in the evenings, chalk talks with Coach B, and that's going to be my thank you, and kind of the what you're getting out of the membership, that and some discount on the on the merchandise store as soon as I get that thing up and running. Ross Lowe with the super chat, right on. Great show last night. Good sleeper stocks, right on, man. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Um, PTFD's in the house. Says, what time is it in Cali? It is 5:27 a.m. CPA says 22 on Fidelity. Yeah, I just saw that 22 on Schwab too. So Thinkorswim's off a little bit this morning. Co-creators in the house. LF Bell, what's up? Matt Hookey, Skip C, Verb Maker, Coach, I'm late. Gamma Ramp possible or no this week? Yeah, I'll put that up right now too. Okay, Ago added a YouTube members only channel to the Discord. I keep forgetting to put the Discord link in the stream, but I did add the Discord. It should be on the community tab of this channel. It's for the Stonk Lounge, and that's awesome that we're gonna do the YouTube members only channel on there too. That's cool. I'll talk to you out when we get offline to see how that works, and make sure everything's working. But Ego, I appreciate everything you're doing to help me out with the Discord and everything. That's awesome. Genetic Nate, what's up? Ego says, if you're a member on the YouTube message me on Discord. I'll add you to the channel. Coach, I think this price action is Wall Street bets pump. Don't know why, but I have a feeling for it. It might go down when it ends. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If that's what it takes to get us to move up a little bit, it could be like you get all this increase in volume yesterday. Could be from Wall Street bets, but that's all we need, right, to get us over the hump. And now we got past, we have here, I'll go to the options chain, and since we're on that topic right now, and someone else asked about the gamma ramp, but we do have that potential now because, like I was talking with BBIH and VIH, or BBIG and VIH yesterday, now Clove's sitting pretty right there, right? Now we have the 9, 950, 10, and 1050 strike all in the money with significant open interest. That's going to provide support moving into options expiration this Friday. And then now we have this buildup, 11, 12, 15, 16, and 17. That's a lot of firepower to get us to move up to 17. We have options extended to 22 today. If we look out to next week, because there was already significant numbers there, the $11 strike, 12, and then here the $17 strike. Those are all significant numbers. And I'm not going to go through each chain, but basically what I'm getting at is we do have the gamma ramp set up now to get to 17, and that increase in volume should push us there. If we can continue that, I don't know. I've talked about this in the past. I don't know if this price is sustainable. I think that the stock should be trading at 20 or 30, but if we do see a significant jump up to like 40 or $50 or something like that, I would absolutely imagine that there'll be some sort of pullback after that too. Anytime you get significant increase, and that's why I said even after coming off a 20% day yesterday, it wouldn't shock me if we traded down a little bit today, but I really don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to continue the green this morning. Joseph says, how do I change my entry name? I made a mistake. Yeah, try to delete it and re-enter. If not, message me and I'll help you out after the stream. Aaron, what's up? Brian Sanders, good morning. I drove a Zamboni. What's up? Jeffrey Herman says, what's keeping us lower in pre-market? We got this little dip right here earlier, down to like the 1050 range, kind of pulled back up, and now we're at, 1060. We are seeing a significant increase. I mean, you could be seeing some profit takers, people that were just like coming in for a quick pump yesterday, but also I think that they're trying to short it. Yesterday we saw 60, I think it was 65%, more than 65% of the total volume get routed through the dark pool. So they're trying to suppress this stock as much as they can. I think that they're running out of options. I mean, routing 65% into the dark pool isn't going to be very sustainable, especially when all that's going to do is create failure to delivers if there's no sellers on the other side of that. And, it's a short-term suppression tactic, but as the price continues to go up, market makers that are naked short in the stock are going to get underwater. So I do think that they're going to, we still got some significant moves ahead of us. I think this is the beginning of the run. Akosi, what's up? What's going on? Good to see you in here again. Ross Lowe says he wants a members only jacket. We'll have to get that going. JJ, what's going on? Louis, Pablo's in the house. What's up? BTFD says whatever it takes to get the technical breakout over 15. Absolutely. I don't care if it's Wall Street bets or what it's taking to do it, but I'll take it. Get that volume in here. Let's get it ripping. Why is pre-market falling? I mean, we're trading in a range right now. We're not tanking significantly. It might look like that here, but I mean, we've basically, like I said, we came down and touched 1050 earlier. We're at 1060 now. Not a huge nothing to be concerned about. We're kind of just in this range and could be getting shorted right now. Christina's got her NFL picks are done. Let's go. Thomas, good morning. Let's see. Jeffrey says West Coast is the best coast. Yeah, I'm tired though. Do the large buys in the dark pool eventually affect the price? So the way the dark pool works, basically, if there's a buyer and a seller in the dark pool, they're getting connected, make their transaction, doesn't really affect the stock price. But when orders are being routed into the dark pool and there is no seller on the other end, which is what I suspect is happening, a market maker that wants to suppress the price takes your buy order or anybody's buy order or even a big order, like you're saying, a large buy, and routes it into the dark pool, and then essentially gives out fake shares, like naked shorts the stock, and that way they could suppress the price. Now, if they're doing that, eventually, yeah, the real shares need to be delivered to the clearinghouse. So, most of the time, those guys usually try to recoup those shares later on that day or during the day so that they could deliver them. If they don't, that's when they end up with the failure to deliver. But just think about it this way. If the stock's trading up here right now at 1090 and more buy orders are coming in and I route them into the dark pool, now I'm the market maker. I'm on the hook for whatever 1,000 shares at 1090 that I have to deliver to the clearinghouse. So I want to go buy those shares now later here at 1060 in the actual open market and start accumulating them so that I actually made a profit, right? And then now I have shares because I sold them at 1090. It's just shorting, but they're naked shorting because they're selling shares that don't exist. But they do eventually need to come in and buy those shares back. Let's see here. All right, Dan, I'll see you later, man. Speedo says, hi, Coach B. Thank you for the streams. Hey, thank you for coming in here. I appreciate it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm having fun. So as long as people are in, I'm going to keep going. Target short sellers in the house. What's up, bro? Thank you for joining. If anybody, make sure you guys go follow Target short sellers. Dude puts out some pretty decent, there's some pretty good videos. Almost daily, he's throwing out videos on Clove, talking about TA. He's got some really good insight. He's been doing this for a long time. I think over 20 years of experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael. My bad, but I think it's 20 years is what I remember him saying, and I mean he's just dude is legit. Coming all the way from Belgium, covering the stock. If you get on there and you hear someone speaking French, fast forward through the video and you'll get to the English version or vice versa. But really great content. Can't say that enough. Michael says Max Payne is at 9. I would anticipate today's going to be a battle royale for market makers to try to hammer Clove down as far as they can. Yeah, we really got to try to maintain 1050. If we can hold 1050, I think that's going to help us push higher. If they get us below 1050, you might start to see some unwind in the options chain. I don't know about like just dropping to 1049, but the lower they get us below 1050, then we're going to start seeing it, the reverse effect. Let's see here. Blah blah's in the house. What's up, man? Thank you for joining. I think I'm actually caught up in the chat now too. Let's see. What are the brokerages that route trades via dark pool for free? How much does it cost for routing via dark pool? Do you know? So basically the way the whole thing works, and I actually did a video, and I'll throw it up right now. But I'm still gonna answer the question. But there's a playlist on my channel that I made that was all about market manipulation, and I did one specifically on order routing. And basically what happens is all brokers, right? Your broker like TD Ameritrade or whoever it is, they're not necessarily routing to the dark pool, but what they're doing is when you place an order through TD Ameritrade or Robinhood or Schwab or Fidelity even, the order goes from them to a market maker, and then now that market maker is going to have the ability to decide what happens. They can either route you to the lit exchange, which is what affects price action, and that's what should be happening. And when they route you there, that they're matching you up with another buyer that's coming or a seller that's coming in from another one. So maybe you want to buy on TD Ameritrade and someone else wants to sell on Robinhood, and they're matching you up, giving you the best price, and that's what's affecting the price action. Well, the other option they have is to sell you some of their own shares. So some market makers keep a supply, right? They accumulate shares, and now you come in with they may have accumulated Clove at 1047 yesterday, and now you want to buy it at 1055, and they sell it to you for 1055, and they just made a profit. But they're keeping that, maintaining that liquidity. And then the third option they have is to route you to the dark pool. Typically I would say that should only be happening if you have a seller on the other side. That's just my assumption. I don't understand why they're able to route like retail orders through the dark pool. It makes absolutely no sense. I think that needs to be changed in our markets. But to answer your question, pretty much all brokerages are routing them to market makers, and then the market makers making the decision on where it goes from there. Now, I would say to get deeper into your question, but again, that playlist, I kind of covered that. I think it's like 6 or 7 videos, and I've been meaning to even add more onto it. But I guess the next step of that is payment for order flow. And, because all brokerages don't do payment for order flow. I don't think Fidelity does. But essentially what they're doing is they're selling your information to market makers, so market makers know, kind of like market sentiment. They see the orders before they're actually getting routed through. So now if they have like a high frequency trading system, they can, helps them in manipulating the price and seeing where, all the retail volumes coming in at and all that kind of stuff. But that's a whole different conversation. Thomas says SPRT's rallying. Yeah, I saw SPRT and BBIG both spike today. Right now in pre-market, BBIG closed yesterday at 990 or 966. It's currently at 1093. And BBIG ran big time yesterday too. I know I'm looking over there. I have it right in front of me, but right around 11:30 yesterday. So a little bit, half hour before pre-market, it just started. It got this huge increase in volume. Ended up topping out yesterday at about 990. And then it kept running in after hours, hitting as high as I think 1150, 1148, and it's back up in the $11 range this morning. So really excited about that. I still have my BBIG calls. You know, let's see what else we got going on. I still have my VIH too. You know what? While we're I'm gonna check out the option chain on Hago says coach is caught up. Miracles do happen. Turch McGurts is in the house. I'm gonna pull up the option chain on BBIH and VIH right now too. Leon says, how long have you been trading? I've been investing for over 10 years. I probably started trading. I mean, it all seems like a blur, but I would say like actively trading maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6 now. And then options, I've been probably, maybe like 2 or 3 years. Is when I got into options a little bit. So, but yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while. Not as long as some people, not as long as target short sellers. JJ says, caught the tail end of VIH. You still like the entry at this price? Yeah, I mean, so here's what I'm looking at with VIH. Super high short interest. I was talking about yesterday, and matter of fact, we'll pull that up too. But I think it's one of the highest reported short interests on the market right now. The float is ridiculously small. I think it's like 15 million float, which is like what, a tenth, if that, of what like Clove is. So, which means it's going to be a lot easier to move, and which means these numbers here make a huge difference. So 18,000 calls in the money versus 11,000. That's 7,000 difference, but on such a small float, that's going to make a huge difference. They added this $11 strike yesterday. Not a lot going on there, but 1250 can be huge if it keeps trying, knocking on the door for 1250, and it's not there yet. If you were going to go options, I wouldn't go with these 9 days out. I would maybe at least go to October, maybe to November. But as you look throughout the chain, it's got a lot of buildup in here. Even in November, these are huge numbers for such a small float. And yeah, I still think, the other thing with the SPAC is, this is a SPAC. And so at 1074, you're getting in at what, 70% or 75 cents, my bad, over, basically the floor on a SPAC is $10. That doesn't mean it can't go lower than that, but at some point it's going to be worth at least 10. So you're not really overpaying either. And for a low float stock with such high short interest, let me pull up Ortex data on that again. Yesterday, I think there was an increase of 5% on the short interest. So that's why I was thinking we were going to see this thing get reported today in the 40s. And sure enough, yeah. Estimated short interest to free float 40%. That's probably one of the highest in the market right now. Cost to borrows 5. It looks like it's increasing today. It's at 7. Utilization's at 96. I really think this stock's going to pop at some point, and it's got the gamma squeeze potential to get it at least to 20. So that's what I'm looking at there. With VIH, I really think this has the potential to pop to 20. I also think BBIG, in the same token, has a very similar setup, right? You know, it's got weekly options, so it's not as concentrated in one chain, but it does have, a ton of open interest throughout here. And it's got a lot of options deep in the money, a ton of options deep in the money. So both of these kind of have the potential for the gamma squeeze. Um, if I was gonna pick one, I'm in both, but if I was gonna pick one, I would probably pick VIH only because it seems a little safer. From a safety standpoint, because again, it's a SPAC, it hasn't merged yet. It's worth at least 10 right now. You look at BBIG and it was trading as low as, $2 um, last month. And so there's a lot of room to fall down. That being said, I still think BBIG is going to run. I don't think this run is over. It's got the volume. It's continuing to move up, and I think it's going to at least see the option chain get blown out here. Which gives it an opportunity to still double up from where it's at now. Um, let's see. Vincent Lou's in the house. Church is asking Max Payne. Yeah, it's at $9 today. It went up a little bit. Vincent says, "What's the best way to learn trading?" At some point, I'm gonna do some of my Chalk Talk videos there instead of once I get through with all the option strategies. I still got to start the option strategies next, but couple resources. One that Bear Bull Traders is dude is his name is Andrew Aziz. He wrote like 3 or 4 books. And he's got a YouTube channel called Bear Bull Traders, and they even give like watch lists in the morning, and it's a really cool community that I learned a lot from. On top of that, the other one is and I don't know why I'm like drawing blank right now. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. I'm gonna drop his link in here if I could find it. There we go. Champion Vibe. I don't know why the hell I was drawing blank right there. Champion Vibe is heavily, he's invested in Clove. Really great dude. And this dude's got some great videos on TA and everything else. So I would check out Champ Vibe. He's already basically made the videos on how to read charts, how to all that kind of stuff. So there's that side of it. You want to learn how to read candles and charts and everything else. But on top of that, I think in terms of trading, there's a lot of psychological aspect of it too, and being willing to take profits. Dave. I don't know if Dave is out there listening, but me and him had a good discussion about that. How like when it comes to trading, there's 2 big things: fear and greed. And everybody, it's always going to be a problem. One of those is going to be a problem for everybody. For me, it's more greed, knowing when to take my profits. For some people, it's fear and not being able to, jump in the plays when the technicals are telling you that it's time to get into them. So there's a psychological aspect of it too. But I think if you want to start somewhere, start with Champ Vibe. Let's see here. Sacktown's finest is in the house. What's up? Good morning. Lisa says idea for Chalk Talk, process for identifying runners. I'm gonna write that down. Now that I'm back at work, it's been so hard to keep up with these videos. Like my original intention was to make like one Chalk Talk a day, because they're just like 5 to 10 minute videos. But with football, I'm back at work. I got football practice after school, and it's just it's I've been running out of time lately. But I'm gonna get back on it, even if it's just the weekends. Where like on the weekends, I put out put out the content other than the streams. But I'll definitely get to that as well. Um, did Ortex send out Clove short squeeze alert? Not sure. I don't know. Yeah, I think they do that on Twitter, right? That Eeyore dude. If anyone knows, let me know. Um, Big Daddy Roro. Anyone associated with corporate Clove is watching the stream. Release some more great news to really grab the Wall Street bet interest. Oh man. Okay. Um. Yeah, I like that. Coach can't give our financial advice, but exit strategies. Okay. And I think that's huge. And I mean, everybody's exit strategy is going to be different. We've talked about that on here multiple times. Like, it's not really about a price point, it's doing what's right for you, right? But you should have an exit strategy in mind for any stock. You don't want to just hold forever. I mean, unless you're approaching it like an investment, right? Um, but if you're in a stock that has squeeze potential, you need to have an idea of how you're going to get out and eventually get back in for the long term investment or move on to the next stock. But yeah, I'll really, maybe I'll even push that ahead of the option strategy list that I'm doing and everything else, because I do think you're right, Div. That's pretty important. Um, your pal Al says corporate Clove is watching in the boardroom. I hope so. That'd be awesome. Um, Present Minds in the house. What's up? Genetic Nate says it's just the TMB. That's the for anyone who's new to the stream. That's the typical morning bullshit that we get to see on this stream every day. Um, and also, we're getting close to the morning bell. Actually, we got another half hour still. Um, Co-creator says exit the chat, hit like and subscribe and join, and then return to the chat. It's easy. I'm not scared for Clove. I'm scared for the short sellers about to get crushed today. I love it. There you go. Um, Scores galore. What's up? Says the one day I don't pay attention, it jumps into the green. Well, stop paying attention. Go go do something. We want another green day. That's like me. Whenever I sign off, we go green, right? I think yesterday. What time did I jump off yesterday? I think Ego said it right at the end of the stream too. We had started going down, and then right around here at 7:50, 8 o'clock is where I signed off, and you can see what happens. So don't worry, guys. I got to go to work. I'll be getting off, so we'll see a nice run today around 6:50, and then things will start moving. Your pal out 2.5 million volume, yeah. We talked about this earlier when we were at 1 million and over 1 million in volume at 5 a.m. compared to, I think the day before was I think we were at like what 300,000 and about 600,000. I think right around this time yesterday we were around 600,000, and today we're at 2.6. So this does look like it's going to be an interesting day in terms of volume. Um, let's see here. Why is this thing? I feel like my Clove chart looks weird right now. I'll just go like that and turn it on 1 minute. Look at some 1 minute candles for a little bit. Yeah, so a lot of volume today. And this is kind of how, I don't remember. It's been so long now. I mean, you could probably go back and watch the stream because I was streaming that day on June 8th. But I don't remember what the pre-market volume was. I, if I had to guess, I want to say like that morning it was already at like 40 million right now. But I could be totally off. But yesterday we saw over 100 million in volume, right? And you know, we're at double, if not triple, what we had yesterday in volume wise. So who knows? This could be a big day. How do you use the options profit calculator? Let me pull it up for you. I'll show you right now. So this is a great tool too, huge resource. So optionsprofitcalculator.com. You go on there. First off, depending on what strategy, I'm just gonna say a call right now. Regular old, you're just buying a call on something. So long call, and type in whatever symbol. So let's just say VIH. Hit get price. It should update with the most current price of VIH right now. There it goes, 10.99. Now select your option. So you got the 4 chains. I'll go out to October 15th. Okay. And here's the prices. So let's just say you bought the $15 strike for $1. Obviously, that means that we need to get to 16 by expiration, but we're not necessarily looking to get to expiration. So now let's put a stock range, and I'm going to put that it goes up to 23 because I do think it has the potential to blow out the option chain. So now you could see, so you paid $1 for that option. Today is the 8th. If the stock goes to $15 today, that contract will be worth $3.20. So $320. But if it goes to $15 on at the end of the month, you're only making $74. It's going to be worth $1.74. If it blows out the option chain, just so you could see, you're looking at $893 if it happens today, $8 if it happens near the end of the expiration. So it's just giving you an idea of where the pricing is going to be. But the other thing that's not included in here is IV change. If all of a sudden we get up to 23, my expectation is that IV is going to bump up tremendously. I'm just going to put 100% change in here, even though I would imagine we'll see it, we'll say 300%. So as you can see now, with the IV change, it cut us off. I'll go 20. So, I just talked about it was going to be $8. If we got way up here, well, now you could see if it happened like in middle of September, it's actually going to be worth $13 at that point. Why? Because of the increase in implied volatility. This is just guessing, but that's what I would assume would happen. We'd see like a huge spike in IV. And, it's just giving you an idea of what that contract will be priced at. Now, and it just kind of helps you see, like, sometimes if you want to make a determination on whether or not you should keep your contract or not, or if you want to exercise it or sell it early, all those type of things. Tip by Zero says got greed down pat. Jeffrey says, what's your day to day? I'm a high school teacher, and I coach high school football as well. And Lisa, that's the book I was talking about, How to Day Trade for a Living. And then he did an advanced book, and then his group Bear Bull Traders has put out a book on psychology now. They did a book about swing trading. I mean, they got all kinds of knowledge and resources in there. If you like to read like I do, I learn, through reading and then actually like doing, and so whether it be, actually doing it with paper money, which TD Ameritrade I think is a great resource for that. This Thinkorswim software right here, you could sign up for free, get this software, and they have this ability up here where you can go click. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'll pull it down. You can go click on demand, and you can go back to any day. So like you can go back and day trade Clove on June 8th. You know, you can go back and you can do anything you want, really. You can go back and play around and try to play the GME squeeze on January 28th. It's got all that data in there. You could play options, go back in time and play options, or you could play right now with fake money. So it's, I love this software. I think it's probably the most powerful tool. It does have its own, things that I don't like about it as well. I don't like its level 2. That's why I have my Charles Schwab level 2 pulled up over here on the side. But yeah, I really think that's a huge resource. We just got a nice little spike in Clove too. I mean, they got us down to 1030, and now we're right back up to 1070. I don't think they're going to be able to keep this price down today. I really don't. Um, Julian says selling calls versus selling shares at the peak. If cost average is single digits, Clove. Um, IV makes a big difference in that, right? And it really depends where you think the stock is going to go. I mean, I could see like we're selling calls. Let's say you think you're at the peak, right? Let's just go back to June. If when we were trading up near $28, you decided to sell covered calls and you went out to like wherever you would be happy with getting rid of your stock at, right? Like you sold a covered call at $40. I would imagine IV was probably super high at the time. So maybe you were able to rake in $1,000. I'm just making up numbers. Even at that, all right, so you got $1,000 and you still hold your shares. But if you look at that price was 28 at the time. That means it drops down to 18 and you're still kind of covered. But now when it went all the way down to 8, now you're really out. For me, it just depends what you're looking at. For me, if I really felt we were at the top and I was expecting a huge pullback, I would probably sell shares and then at the same time, or buy puts and keep my shares. But again, IV would make a big difference there. Like I would rather hold on to my shares and grab some puts to ride it down, or something like that, or even sell the covered calls and buy puts if I really felt there was going to be a drop. But honestly, I think I would sell the shares and then re-enter down below. But then you also run out of you're going to run into a problem of what if it keeps going up. So that's where the exit strategy comes in. But selling calls, I usually, it's so hard. I mean, if you really think that we're at the top, how much down do you think we're going to go? Because if you think we're going to drop more than what you're going to recoup in the calls, then it's not really worth it. Co-creator says, I think today will be crazier than yesterday. I do too, man. I mean, we're the volume we're seeing right now, we're at 4 million volume right now after this big spike right here. So, I mean, and that was that little 6 a.m. boost. We were talking about that yesterday. I was thinking that we were going to see a nice little boost at 6 a.m. It never came in. But we got it today. Okay, so that's I think those are the Robin Hood traders that get to start buying at 6. Okay, Target short seller said Ortex just released a short squeeze trading signal. I'd imagine he means on Clove. That's awesome. Again, that just pumps in new buyers, and that's what we want. We want some volume. We want volume to carry us past these strike prices. Swaggy stock showing Clove hands down number one mentioned ticker on Wall Street Bets. Yeah. So I showed this too. So Swaggy stocks is one way to get there. If you look at, let me update this. TRADYTICS has a very similar one as well. And now Swaggy stocks is free. I'll mention that. But TRADYTICS is basically showing the same thing. Daily top chatter, Clove. over GameStop and AMC coming in third, and then weekly top chatter, same thing, Clove over GameStop and AMC, and it's a huge difference between the two. So definitely trending up, and that's gonna drive volume in. That's what we want to see. Um, Florida Knicks in the house. What's up? Good morning. Robin Hooders have entered the chat and are buying the dip. Yep, let's do it. Julio, good morning, coach. Question: if they extended the options chain, does that increase the value of my current options contracts? No, has no bearing on it at all. So your current options contracts are, obviously based on the time premium that's in them. If you're in the money, your intrinsic value plus time premium, and also IV. The one thing that will increase the value of your current contract, and probably already did yesterday, is the more and more people that start buying options in that chain, the higher the IV is going to go, right? The implied volatility. And that's where, I've gotten into this discussion with some friends of mine who are like, do I really want the stock? Do I sell my options contract, or do I exercise? To me, you got to look at the amount of time premium that's there, right? So like, and what I mean by that is IV isn't insane yet. It's at 197. That's high, but it's not insane yet. And I'll go out to September. Oh, we are on September 17th. But, so at the $12 strike, $1.10. That's means 13.10 at expiration. So if you were to exercise that and we're well below that, cool. But you want to keep in mind the time premium that you're getting. If all of a sudden this IV jumps to 600%, 800%, and you're getting $5 worth of IV, now you need to think to yourself, $5 worth of time premium. Like, let's say you had the $9 strike. It's pricing this at $11.20. All right, that's a 40-cent difference. Yeah, exercise, right? But if all of a sudden you're getting $6 worth of time premium and you're not sure if this stock is going to continue to go up $6, obviously I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about like at the top. When you think it's at the top, it comes down to you. If you exercise, now you need the stock to move $6 to get that time premium back. I hope this is making sense. If not, check out the options playlist that I did, and check out the video on implied volatility. And that should make a lot of sense. 6-8 Spindrift is saying that news just came out. Let me grab my news ticker real quick. We got Clover Health integrates Clover Assistant with Athena Health's market-leading EHR. I'm just going to try to read this real quick, skim through it. Provider of technology today announced a partnership with Athena Health through the company's marketplace program. As a part of Athena Health's marketplace, the Clover Assistant is available to Clover contracted physicians in Athena's growing network. Offer them clinical decision support without requiring a transition to risk-based contracts. Okay. So, this just looks like, more of what we've been seeing, but it's their expansion. So it's not so much, if I'm reading this correctly, just in my tired brain after skimming it over for 10 seconds, what it sounds like to me is this isn't so much about growing, insured, like growing their user base, or of the people they're insuring, but more growing the technology, right? It's getting the Clover Assistant into Athena Health's marketplace, getting it out to more physicians, which helps the AI grow, which makes the AI stronger. If I'm reading that correctly. Obviously, I'll read that in depth later on. But this kind of goes back to what I've been talking about. This plays all about the tech. Yeah, they're going to get more lives under management. Yeah, that'll help them with revenue and everything. But the big play here is all about the technology. This is a technology company that happens to insure people, is the way that I see it. And big, your pal Al, it sounds like they are watching us in the boardroom right now, and they got your message, and they put out a press release, like you said. Um, that's awesome. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are just talking about the news. So news for Clover. Yeah, sorry guys, I caught that late, but I just went over it. So Kenneth Wallace, what's up? New member, right on. Thank you. Appreciate the support. I think that's the second member we got today. I could if I missed one, that's the third. I'm sorry, but Kenneth, I know Cuckoo Bird joined earlier. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support always. Michelle, good morning. Um, we are trading above 1050. That's, I think every strike price and holding every strike price right now is going to be important. I drove a Zamboni, says 1050, 4.4 million volume right now. Um, yeah, that's a good point. Degenerate. I know you probably said this before I even mentioned it, but before I brought it up. But yeah, I think that's something that they'll probably be talking about at the Wells Fargo conference too. But this news is big. I mean, it's an expansion of the tech side of the company. So um, let's see here. Why are options lagging in price estimates? So usually you won't see your options contracts move until the market opens at 6:30 a.m. Sometimes if the stock is just going absolutely bananas, and I've only seen this a couple times with GameStop and once with Clove on June 8th, where it actually updates in the pre-market, but that doesn't always happen. Usually you have to wait until 6:30. Kenneth, thank you again for the support. Really appreciate it. Risky Seed says looking for a spike this morning in pre-market is down a little bit. Is that a problem? I don't think it's a problem, but I think we want to hold these strike prices, hold 1050. If we get back above 11, hold 11. We want to hold those prices because that's where we're getting our support from in the options chain, at least, right? Like there's a lot there. If I go back up here, there's a lot there at 1050 that came in. We have 10 is really significant number, but we want to hold above these strike prices going into Friday, and hopefully that'll help push us above new strike prices. Um, Let me see here. George Gonzalez, what's up from Canada? What's going on? Moto Guzzi's in the house. Um, Damn, I must have been hella behind. You guys are still in here talking about the news, and oh man, I hate when I do that. I hate getting behind. Gunslinger, what's up? Ghost is in the house. What's up, Ghost? Um, Thomas says, was it Atna? Was I pronouncing it wrong? No, I thought it looks like it says Athena to me. Athena? I don't know. Part of CVS, which is a Fortune 10 company. Kevin Lynch, good morning. If we run, do we need to worry about a second offering from Clove? I don't think so. And the reason I say this is this company is well undervalued right now. They don't look to need cash right now. If they did, they wouldn't have done those warrants on a cashless basis. That's my take. I really don't think so. Now, if all of a sudden we got up to like $200 or $300, like some crazy insane squeeze levels, what company wouldn't? Um, You know what I mean? Like at that point, sell a little bit and take advantage of it. But I don't think if we end up at like 50 or something, I don't see them doing it. Um, Mike, what's up? Says late start. All good. Can you explain why holding above the strike price helps gain momentum? So what happens is this goes into like the whole gamma squeeze thing or delta hedging thing, right? So let's say this $10 strike right here, there's 18,000 calls. That is the equivalent of 1.8 million shares, but actually there's 5,000 puts. So the difference there is 1.3 million shares. Now, this delta number is what we can presume that the people who sold these calls, that's how many shares they own per contract. So 62 shares per contract. So that means that, and as this is in the money, this delta is going to continue to go up as we get closer to expiration until what ends up happening on options expiration is anything in the money is going to go to a 1.0, anything out of the money is going to go to a 0. So every minute that passes getting closer to Friday, all these numbers are going to start decreasing slowly and all these numbers are going to start increasing. So as we are in the money here, that's 38% of these calls or these shares that need to be bought, 30% for these shares, 25% for these shares, 20% for these shares. So, it's like the longer we stay above those strike prices, the more that market makers or hedge funds or institutions or even retail who sold these calls naked have to eventually accumulate shares, so that they're able to deliver come Friday. Now, and what does that do? This is where the whole gamma squeeze or gamma ramp scenario comes in. So as these shares continue to be bought to hedge right here, well, buying at market ends up doing what? Driving the price up. So now if we get above 1050 again, like we just were a little while ago, that's, almost 800,000 shares. Then you get up to 11 and you have 1.5 million shares. And that buying drives the price higher to where you get to 12. And that accounts for a million shares. And it just continues to drive the price higher, drive the price higher, drive the price higher. That's in essence what a gamma squeeze does. But it also has a reverse effect. So when you fall below 10, or 1050, now the gamma reduce or the delta reduces there, and that means that people that had previously hedged now get to sell their shares because they no longer need to hold them to hedge for them. And so it starts this reverse effect where the option chain starts unwinding. And this is usually only, it has a stronger effect the closer we get to option expiration, and it really only has a strong effect in relation when your open interest is high in relation to your float, right? Like those open interest numbers that I'm pointing out there aren't going to make a significant difference in a stock with a huge float like AMC. They need open interest that's almost double that. But then when you take it down to like a much smaller float like a VIH, they don't even need numbers like that. They can have numbers like in the 4,000, 5,000 range because their float's only 15 million. So it's all in relation, to where we're at. But right now, Clove has significant numbers on the option chain. Zach, what's up? Climbing Banjo, what's up? Good morning. BTFD says Wall Street Bets won't allow cross posting. So if it's great DD, it should start in Wall Street Bets. No, that makes sense. That's actually a really great point. And that's part of, again, why we talked about this yesterday. Some people don't realize um, the difference, right? They're like, well, Wall Street Bets just hates Clove. They just hate Clove. They're not allowing this. They're not allowing that, and they have rules. So if you were gonna post DD, started in Wall Street Bets and then cross posted to Clove, that's allowed. But if you started in Clove and cross posted to Wall Street Bets, it's gonna get taken down. And that's another way of making sure that you hit all of their requirements, right? Because they have their own rules and guidelines, and I think that the same thing happens on the other end. Like if you go into our Clove, you might meet all their requirements. Now you cross post to Wall Street Bets, which one isn't allowed, but two, even if you copy and paste it and reposted it in there, you may not be hitting their requirements. Master Chief, what's up? Good morning. Let's see here. Borrowing increased in today, yesterday, and this morning. Yeah, we've seen but I I think with this type of momentum, it's past the shorting, right? Like they might be trying to slow the price down or suppress it, but I mean, who in their right mind is going to short into a stock right now with all this momentum? 4.8 million volume already. Market hasn't opened. Um, I mean, if anything, they're doing us a favor if someone tries to come in and step in front of this right now, because then that's just going to provide even more explosive moves as they get squeezed out. Um, all right, let's see. I finally got caught up in the chat. Got 145 people in here this morning. Right on. Thank you guys. I know it's early. It's early as hell for me, but on the West Coast. But I mean, it's early in the pre-market, and I really appreciate everybody come in here and hang out. I really do. It's fun. That's why I'm doing it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I wish I could do this longer. Fortunately, I'm back. I'm back to work now, so that's why I've been signing off a little bit earlier. Let's see here. Josh Stewart, good morning. Yeah, I don't think I'm watching you guys in the chat. I don't think co-creator don't mean nothing bad behind it. I think he's just kind of joking around and having fun. Don't it's all good. It's all good. Um Charlie B says 5 million volume insane for pre-market on this stock. Yeah, no, I mean shit. Recently, throw yesterday out the window. We were at there was days where it was like, oh, we're at 150,000 volume in pre-market. Cool. We're at 4.9 million right now, almost 5 million. So, looks to be an exciting day for sure. And this is, I want to say, almost triple where we were at this time yesterday. Esteban's also on the West Coast, right on. Justin says BBIG is a distraction from Clove. I don't. I mean, I don't think any of these stocks are. I mean, there's people that call Clover distraction. There's people that call, um, you know, everything a distraction. Did AMC was a distraction to GameStop? Close a distraction to AMC. I don't really buy into that. To me, there's money to be made in the market. If you can grab a little BBIG, trade it, make some money. Now that's more dry powder you could throw into Clove. It's just a matter of getting a feel for the market and seeing what's going to run. And obviously, no one's always right. I've been wrong on a couple other plays too, but I made some pretty decent money on BBIG yesterday and on Thursday and Friday. And I'm just going to keep dumping that back into Clove right now because I do think that Clove has the potential to, you know, do more with my money. But to each their own. All right, Scotty, I'll see you later, bro. Gunslinger with the super chat, right on. Thanks, Coach, for streaming in the morning before work. All good, man. Thank you for the support. Let me see here. So Brooks is asking the short interest. Let me see. looks like short interest went up about 2% this morning. So, what 202,000 returned shares versus 1.1 million borrowed, 908,000 differential. And then if we look at Fintel, was showing 650,000, looks like 200,000 returned there. So they're now reporting 800,000 available. Again, Fintel's only coming off of some brokers, and Ortex is only coming off of some brokers. So it still doesn't give us a total view of the market. And these two companies are only giving us the information that's reported to them. So it's only giving us like a little bit of a peek into what's really happening. But it's a good way to kind of track and keep up with it. Francisco, good morning. Almost lunchtime here in Brazil. Right on, man. That's awesome. All the way from Brazil. I love it. Let's see here. Charlie B says you could be in multiple stocks. Read that again. Yeah, no, that's, I've never been 100% into any stock. Never. And I don't think I ever will be. I'm just not comfortable doing that. Even though as strongly as I feel about Clove, and like I said, to each their own, but as strongly as I feel about Clove, and I really do think that at these prices right now, you can't go wrong. $8 was the floor. I don't know that we'll ever get back there. Who knows? Maybe nine's the new floor. Maybe we do dip back down to nine. Maybe 10's the new floor. But we're definitely near the floor. There's way more room for growth than there is to go down, and I really believe in this play. I'm just not comfortable going 100%. I always like to, and I think part of that because I love to take risks, so it's not really a risk thing for me. It's just because I got I mean, for most people, I think it's more of a risk thing. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. For me, it's just more of a I need to be able to have some free cash to move around and do stuff with. Otherwise, I'll be bored as hell. I got to be able to play the markets a little bit, and I just don't want to be stuck in a stagnant stock that's not moving. Like I want to be able to make some money on the side and continue to dump it back into Clover, back into some of these other plays. Kimster's in the house. What's up? Eric says, love the stock football vid last night. Yeah, if you got any suggestions too, by all means, go on to that video for no financial limits and leave a comment. And me and Ghost are trying to work out like all the kinks. And I think yesterday was a big improvement from the first show, and we're just gonna keep getting better and keep having fun. I drove a Zamboni. I'm a high school teacher, and I also coach high school football. But in terms of employment, yeah. Let's see here. DJ Tardis in the house. Co-creator. I'm not going to say that, but I'll consider joining me and the rest of the group for just $5. Become a member of the team. Right on, co-creator. I love you, man. Is high pre-market volume still good if it's down 4% pre-market? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think volume in general, like pre-market, can be a decent indicator of what we're going to see throughout the day. So if we're seeing, there's the bell. If we're seeing high volume right now, we can almost anticipate that we're going to see high volume throughout the rest of the day. That's the way I like to look at it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're down 4%. We're actually down a little bit more now. We're almost down 6%. But there's going to be a lot of volatility, right? Like we went up almost 20% yesterday. And I had said at the beginning of the stream, it wouldn't shock me if today we ended up down a couple percent. But with the amount of volume we're seeing, I think that's going to be buyers stepping in. And that's why I think we're going to go green. I think we're going to continue the run. RH, yes, that was the news that came out this morning. Clover Health integrates the Clover Assistant with Athena Health's market-leading EHR. I think that's huge. This is a tech company. I really think this is a tech company that happens to sell insurance, and that's what makes it so amazing, and the room for growth and everything. And this just adds on to it. I think this is something that they'll probably discuss even further at the Wells Fargo Health Conference. Um, hopefully they got something else in their back pocket too, to drop. But good news, and it's on the tech side. We've been seeing a trend in that, right? The whole patents that came out. We saw what else was it? They were talking about the cloud integration, I think 2 weeks ago. So there's all this stuff going on with Clover Health, and to me, it's showing that this is something that I like to think of again as like Amazon has their AWS that they basically lease to their competitors. I think there's going to be a day where other health insurance companies, and health insurance companies that aren't just into Medicare, are going to be using the Clover Assistant, and that's where this is going to be. That's where the moneymaker in this is. That's what I'm looking at least, a software as a service technology side. Um, at what point will they stop lending out shares to short? Um, I mean it really it depends on each person, right? There's thousands of shareholders out there, and it's up to them. So big institutions are able to rake in 2%. And think of it this way: like if you're some big institution, you own 2 million shares of Clove, and that's not even 1% of your portfolio. 2 million shares sounds like a lot to us, but those 2 million shares aren't even 1% of your portfolio, and you're in this stock for the long haul. You see it as a 5 to 10 year investment. This is going to be at triple digits one day. This is like you're not thinking about Clove on a daily basis. So you're like, oh yeah, they'll put all their shares on loan, right? I mean, they could bring back right now. Cost to borrow is 2%, so they're going to make 2% off those shares, while they're just basically diamond handing them for the next 10 years. They're not interested or concerned with the volatility that we're seeing right now. From an institutional perspective. So I don't know that they'll ever stop lending out shares. I mean, until there's no more shares to lend out, right? Um, so I mean, that's just it. That's just part of the game. It's part of the market. You have people who just own. That's all they do is own these huge portfolios and lend their shares out, and then write call contracts against them. Chef Daddy going into charts, gonna leave the chat, but you'll be in my ear till you leave. Right on, man. Thank you for joining. Steve the Baker going to bed here in China. Right on, Steve. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew you were in China. That's awesome. Clove did drop below 10. Um, you know, hopefully this is just that TMB, that typical morning bullshit, and we get a nice little bounce right off of that, and break back above VWAP. We are grossly oversold right now, down here in the 23 range on the RSI. GameStop starting to pop a little bit. BBIG saw a nice little pop too, right on this first 5 minute candle, and is back down. We're looking at 1 minute candles right now on Clove too. Let me see. Really oversold on a 5 minute. Wow. So yeah, I would imagine we'll see some sort of pullback right now and then pop right back above 10. That would be my assumption. All right. Kimberly, the new Max Payne is 9. Thank you for joining. Max Payne this week is 9. I don't think that's going to be an issue, though. I really don't. I think we're going to get back above it. I think, we're already trading. We broke Max Payne 2 weeks in a row. I think we're going to see this stock take off. I think Max Payne's behind us, at least in the short term. But it is 9 this week, to answer your question. Master Chef, 2 minute warning. Damn, I must be hella behind then. So that means I'm 7 minutes behind. Let me see here. I'm just gonna skip ahead. Sorry guys, I'm hella behind. Doc Tampa's in the house. Midwest Tom. All right, let me see here. All right, I'm finally caught up. Sir Lucky Charm says buy the dip. Faith is in the house. What's up, Faith? Good morning. Thank you for joining. Um, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take the time too while I'm here, while we're still talking, before I sign off. So, um, I put a post out there, totally not related to stocks or whatever, but in the community tab of this channel, I put a little post in there. I did a survivor pool, and there's a bunch of you guys in here now. So if you go to the community tab of the channel, I did an NFL survivor pool. You know, NFL starts this weekend, so if anybody wants to check that out, should be a lot of fun. It's free. I'm gonna, if everybody wants to do one entry, put your YouTube username in the entry so we kind of know who everybody is. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We have an 18-week NFL season, and I'm going to give the winner $200 in merchandise from the online store, and runner up $100 worth of merchandise. And we'll figure that out at the end. Unless I win, if I win, then runner up will get $100. Maybe I'll give third place something, but either way, I just think it'll be fun. Maybe something to kind of talk about, even though it's not stock related. So that is in the community tab of this channel. There's a post right there. Go in, click the link. Basically, what you're gonna do is pick one winner, okay, every week, and once you pick that team, you can't pick them again. So, if you decide you want the Packers this week, you pick them. If they win, you move on, you survive. If they lose, you're out. And now and also if they win, you can't pick the Packers for the rest of the season this year. So that's how it's going to work. I think it'll be a lot of fun, but I just thought then we can also kind of track it in the Discord. So really looking forward to it. Blah blah says don't fall for drama. Misinformation or misrepresentation. Shills are out in full force. Do your own DD and ignore the self-interested pricks with their own agenda. All right, blah blah is fired up this morning. Yeah, I think we're all good, man. I mean, I said it this morning. 20% run yesterday. Kind of natural to see a little bit of a drawback, but with the type of volume that we're seeing, 17 million in volume right now, I would imagine that we're going to see a nice little reversal here in a second. We're way oversold on the RSI, way oversold. And, Coach B is signing off soon. And when Coach B signs off, we go green. So at some point here, you're going to see the reversal come in for today. Let's see here. What else we got going on? GameStop had a nice big candle followed by a bullish engulfing candle. That's not good there if that holds. Just looking around the market, it does look like AMC is starting to pop a little bit. It's only up 1.5%, but it's getting close to that $50 mark, which I think is going to be significant there. If it crosses, it could run. VIH down 3%. SPRT up almost 6% on the day. Gapped up a ton right there in pre-market. Currently trading at $20.50. The market overall seems flat. GameStop up 1%. DraftKings is a beast. I know that's not one of our squeeze plays, but DraftKings is just continuing to rip. Got some more good news this morning as well. So that's another one that I'm really excited about. Clover Health got some good news this morning, but with with DraftKings, I know they launched a new online game that they reported this morning. So they saw a little pre-market bounce, and I think DraftKings is just going to continue to rip through football season. see here. Charlie B says 15 million in 10 minutes after pre-market. Dave, what's up? Yesterday was the line in the sand, in my opinion. If you have any dry powder, just saying. Yeah, I mean, I think we're ready for liftoff. Yesterday was not a squeeze by any means. Yesterday didn't even get us to a point to where this stock is trading at fair market value. You know what I mean? But yesterday was a 20% increase. So, um, a little bit of red today might be expected, but I really feel like we're gonna rip. I'm expecting to go to work, and all of a sudden my phone goes off and says that we're crossing 15, and I'm gonna call in sick and end up leaving. I said I was joking, but not really. When we cross 15, I'm gonna be home. Be watching the stock intensely. But other than that, I'm just gonna set it and forget it. Put an alert on my phone, and go focus on work and football and everything else. Um, where we at here? Stefan says, should I make a call on Clove at $9 on 917? IV's kind of high right now. I mean, obviously not financial advice or anything else, but I mean, buying in the money is going to be better than buying out of the money because anything can happen. If you were to buy the $9 strike right now, you're basically saying that we're going to close at above 1050, and the stock's trading at 10. I would say that's safe, and that also gets you a little bit more skin in the game for if we end up, rallying. Like 100 shares is going to cost you 900. You can get 4 call contracts for that same price. Or actually, God, my math is off. 12 contracts for that same price right now at 9. But then you just got to know that there's an expiration date, right? So if all of a sudden we get a nice little boost, that's something that you're going to want to cut by next Wednesday. For me, I always want to cut it. Usually, I don't even want to take options into expiration week, but if you're buying short-term options right now, I wouldn't hold them past Wednesday of option expiration. I do. Yesterday, I had mentioned that, I had all my calls were on September 17th expiration. Not all of them, but all my short-dated ones, and I missed some $13 calls that I actually have that expire this Friday. And so I am absolutely cutting those today. I don't care where the price is at. I'm going to wait for some sort of rip, and I'm getting rid of those $13 calls. I never want to hold options that expire this week past today. So that's something that I'll be looking to do. Shorts pushed us to RCB SSR, but it isn't showing on my Schwab. Anyone else confirm it's been triggered? If so, no shorting the bid for the rest of the day and all tomorrow. Yeah, so if anyone, I don't know if we actually hit that SSR mark. But if anyone's just like, what the hell is Degenerate talking about right now? I actually did a video about as part of that market manipulation playlist. And I'll drop the link in here right now if I could figure out how. Let's see here. View full playlist. There we go. So here's a quick explanation about what SSR is. Turt says, had nice consolidation gap fill yesterday. We'll rip with volume in afternoon. I agree with you. Josh, hopefully your boss isn't watching. Nah, I don't think so. I doubt he is, but yeah, I hope I hope he isn't either, I guess. Let's see here. Oh, Zamboni, I'm on the West Coast, so it's 6:45 right now. School starts at 8. Let's see here. Kimberly, do you teach stocks to your students? No, I teach a video class, but I talk stocks with some of my students, occasionally when they're like kids ask. And it's funny because we were talking in here a couple weeks back about eventually doing like like a stock class or something, like how cool that would be, and I would really love to do it. And it turns out there's an English teacher or one of the teachers in the school that actually has these kids doing a doing a project where they have to invest in a stock, paper money, and write about why they want to, and all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of kids turning in papers on Clove because they keep asking me my opinion, and I keep giving them all the great information on why Clove's a good investment right now. And so um, the teacher's probably going to be like, what the hell? Why are all these kids writing about Clove right now? Jay says, hopefully your boss invested in Clove. Hopefully that teacher does when she reads all the papers that are getting written on why Clove is such a great investment. All right, so it's almost 6:50. I'm gonna sign off. Go check on the kids, help get them ready for school, and then get myself ready for the work day. Thank you everybody who's in here watching. Be sure to you know check out everybody else who's live streaming today. I know Tar Heel Blues usually going on in the afternoons. Al Trades has been going on a little bit earlier too. So all these guys are gonna be streaming, I'm sure, today. A lot of great information. I'll be watching everybody's streams and have my alerts set. And yeah, hopefully we finish off with the green day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right.